Hello again, Team Fantastic. Welcome back to the Scentsory Vault. My name is Steve, and today I am bringing you Club de Nuit Intense Overdose. This is the brand new hyped release that everybody is talking about, but I want to give you the honest truth about how this performs. Because if you look on some of the notes and some of the discussions that are online right now, they're completely not telling you the truth. This fragrance has had a full day wearing, hour by hour breakdown. I've worn this for the last few days and I've run it through all the Scentsory Vault testing. Let's open up the vault and let's get into it. Now, a super quick look at the bottle. The bottle is beautiful. You get this kind of black, but with a tinge of red. It's really strange. I mean, people just say it's black, but yeah, it has a slight tinge of red in it. Then it's lovely red at the front Armaf. Nice red metal heavy cap at the top with the usual nice little diamond bling all the way around it. It's got Overdose at the bottom, Club de Nuit Intense. At the side, it's got Club de Nuit, and then John Abraham Edition. And then at the back, it's got JA, his initials. Now, John Abraham had to do a bit of research. Wasn't sure who he was, but he's a Bollywood star and really famous for those type of movies. So this is his edition. Really nice bottle. I really like this one. I like the colour coordination, the red and black. I think this stands out and looks beautiful. So let's start with a massive reality check on this fragrance right here. I was out looking for the Club de Nuit Intense limited edition, and everywhere I looked online it was coming up at 70, 80 pounds, which is ridiculous, and I was like, I don't gonna pay that. And as I kept scrolling and looking, Amazon UK brought up this, and this has just come out. It's brand spanking new, and this costs £42 for nearly half the price of that limited edition fragrance. We have a brand new release by Armaf, so at half the price of those resellers. Is the Overdose half as good as limited edition? Well, we're about to get right into that now. So the atomizer on this fragrance, if you take off this lovely red diamond cap and we give this a spray. Lovely atomizer, no different to any others. It's not pressurized, but it is lovely, and the smell is beautiful. It really is. This is great. This has got that gorgeous pineapple when it first opens up. This is nothing, and I mean nothing like the original CDMI EDT. That chemical harsh lemon, it was too much, too clean a product. This is made perfectly and it is gorgeous. Before I go into the hour by hour breakdown on this, I just need to address crazy marketing strategy on this one. The note breakdown, you've got blue crystal and white powder, and then across the bottle you've got Overdose sprawled like it looks like it's been done by graffiti and a bit rugged and rough, and it comes across as giving you a vibe of something in particular. Okay, almost Breaking Bad type vibes. This right here, I don't know what type of parties Armaf are having, but those notes are purely marketing hype. So for us guys who love fragrances, what does it actually mean? Well, to my nose, in the opening, when it comes to the blue crystals, it comes across as an icy, metallic, fresh opening of the scent, and it's absolutely beautiful. And then that white powder note in the base gives this ultra clean white musk accord, and that stops those base notes of those woods and those fruits becoming overpowering and becoming too much and too chlorine in the dry down. It's designed perfectly. There's no hidden agenda here. It's just pure marketing hype to get people on TikTok and YouTube to rave about this fragrance. Very well done by Armaf, but the smell is incredible. So let's take a deep dive into the hour by hour breakdown of this fragrance right here. And in the opening, in hour one, you get the loud attention grabbing and aggressive opening. The combination of that frozen blue crystal accord blends immediately with a highly dominant, incredibly juicy pineapple, tart tangerine and sharp bergamot. For the first 60 minutes, this projects like an absolute monster. It fills the room with a sparkling, fruity, ultra bright aura. Hour 2, the shift. The initial citrus blast begins to recede and the fragrance takes a massive turn. This is where it completely abandons the classic Club de Nuit DNA. The harsh smoky birchwood and rugged masculine musk are entirely gone. Instead, a heavy layer of dark earthy forest oak moss slashes through the fragrance, heavily softened by a lush, sweet, jammy plum and a delicate touch of exotic vanilla flower. In hours 3 to 4, the mid-phase peak, the fruitiness turns completely velvety, the vanilla flower blooms, turning the scent remarkably creamy, dense and sophisticated. The sillage trail here is thick and luxurious. It no longer smells like a cheap, bright designer spray. It transitions into an expensive smelling, opulent, oriental woody profile. In hours 5 and 6 you start entering the base. The composition settles into a heavy foundation, the plum recedes into the background and the dark Indonesia and patchouli starts to dominate, locked together with a warm, glowing golden amber and sweet woody tonka bean. This is where that white powder accord wraps around the entire blend. It transforms into a clean, smooth, masculine skin trail. In hours 7 to 9, the illusion phase. This is where the internet is getting fooled. By hour 8, people are thinking the fragrance has completely disappeared. It's because your nose is turning off. The sheer density of synthetic top notes, and it's just switching off, but it's still alive. The amber, tonka and patchouli have created a dense, warm, seductive bubble that projects about an arm's length. And then in hours 10 to 12 plus, the true dry down. Even past the 10-hour mark, the rich patchouli and sweet tonka bean remain deeply bonded to your skin. If you get this on your clothes or your jacket, forget about it. It will easily stay trapped in the fibres for days until you wash them. So now you've seen my actual day-to-day wearing of this fragrance, let's debunk some of that online myth that's surrounding this fragrance right now. Before I got this, I quickly checked Fragrantica to see what it roughly comes around at, and I was surprised. You look on there and it was telling me this is a 7-hour fragrance. That is completely not true. This fragrance is projecting and performing. It is a beast mode scent and it's lasting on my skin for those 12 plus hours. This is fantastic. I can only imagine that for the people reviewing that, it's got to be that they're going nose blind because this is an Extrait de Parfum. It can be very strong and overpowering, or for some reason, they're just not giving it what it truly deserves. But I am telling you, this is not a 7-hour fragrance. This is beast mode. Now, my second gripe and the biggest myth online at the moment that I'm picking up on is saying that this is a dedicated summer fragrance. That beautiful, fruity, exciting opening is making people believe this is summer and spring. This right here is a full-on 4-season signature scent, but it comes with a caveat. You can't just spray this on 7 or 8 sprays in the middle of summer, because as we've talked about, the base is full of that dark resin, it's got that vanilla and that sweet tonka bean. And if you spray this on heavy in the middle of summer in the high heat, it's going to come chlorine, overpowering, and it's going to choke you and everyone else around you out. So yes, you can wear this all year round, but just dial back the sprays. 2 or 3 in summer will be perfect. For the rest of the year, spring, autumn, fall, winter, you spray that on as much as you want and just enjoy that gorgeous signature scent, because it is gorgeous. Now, one of the biggest questions I'm seeing is people asking, is this a clone of Creed Aventus Absolu? To me, this absolutely isn't. It's got the same DNA style, but it's done very, very differently. Creed Aventus Absolu is famous for taking the smoky Aventus DNA and twisting it with a dark, bitter grapefruit and spicy cinnamon. And Overdose right here goes the exact opposite way. It drops the spice and the smoke and substitutes a sweet, creamy, plummy, resinous warmth. It's fruitier than this one, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So what's the final vault verdict? Do you need to buy this if you've got a Creed Aventus clone or you've got one of the older CDMI lines? The answer is you don't need to buy this. This fragrance though is different. It does have this gorgeous plum note running through it. It is really gorgeous, it's really smooth, it's really creamy, and for me personally, this is just as good, if not better, than the limited edition to my nose. And so when you add up the prices and how people are trying to resell that fragrance for £70–80 at the moment, for half the price you can pick up this brand new release that smells absolutely gorgeous and could be a perfect signature scent all year round. And so there you go, Team Fantastic. If you'd enjoyed this review, then please like, subscribe, share, drop me a hype, and until the next time, my name is Steve, this is the Scentsory Vault, and for now, the vault is closed.